points and 17 rebounds. Welcome back inside.
Round we go. Round and round we go. Round
and round we go. That's exactly what we're going to do on NBA Showtime. Maria Taylor, the Hall of Famers here. Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, and Carmelo Anthony. Yes, they went around the world. That's exactly what happened. The Spurs laying on the hammer to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Victor Wembanyama really coming back and making a difference in this game. We can go back to the first 6 minutes because I keep pointing to it. He had 16 points, guys, and 5 rebounds. Before we looked up, he was sitting down on the bench, and he had already made a statement, BC.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, this is your star player taking onus, and he said, yes, I put you guys in a situation where I was not available. This is how I make up for it. The first 6 minutes, I'm going to put my imprint on the game, and we're going to roll from there, and they never look back.
Never look back.
This was the first 6 minutes was Wemby's public apology to the team, right?
I like that.
I like that, Mel.
That was a public apology to the team, and I think the team. I think he came out one to really set that tone. Like I don't like what happened. I don't like what I did. I don't like the scrutiny that's coming with this. I'm a basketball player first, and this is playoff basketball, and I'm going to set the tone in these first 6 minutes. And his team followed them, and it was great to see tonight.
It was great to see him. He took over this game. I mean, the skill set was on display from, him putting the ball on the floor, getting downhill, stretching the floor, defensively. Everything that a basketball player could do in a game, he did it. All the good stuff. So, again, he just put his imprint all over this game. And like Mel say, those first 6 minutes, man, he let it be known that I apologize to my team and to this organization, and I got us from this point on.
Yeah. Can we give some love to Keldon Johnson?
Let's do it.
Big time.
21 points off the bench for Keldon Johnson. The most he's ever scored in a playoff game is 11 points. He's in his 7th season, but he was huge, full of energy, added exactly what they needed off the bench.
That's it. He found his way, 8 for 11. I mean, just efficient, continued to attack. Early, he didn't see the ball go in, but he was still in attack mode. And how do you do that? Go rebound, make plays, hustle plays, run the floor. And he started just to see the ball go in. 21 points. I mean, they had 49 points off the bench, and he had almost half of them just with his energy and effort.
68 points in the paint. To 36.
And that's where I was going. I'll tell you what he did. Like, because he's been struggling with his shot a little bit. He got into that paint. He used his muscle, right? He applied that pressure. And it looked like he understood that this is a very physical series. I need to apply that. I need to be physical, because the way he was getting downhill and getting to that paint and using his body to finish, he had it on his mind. So yes.
Mr. Sixth Man of the Year, by the way, Keldon Johnson, doing exactly what he's done all season long, applying it to the playoffs as well. Okay, so if you're Minnesota, let's take a moment and think, where do we go from here, T-Mac? Obviously, you're going back home, so that's great. You have pulled off some victories there, but what do you have to do and change the tone of this series?
Well, it's the tale of real two teams, right? When I watch Minnesota, I watch an indecisive team. I watch, it's not fluid to me. It's all over the place. When you watch the Spurs, it is well-oiled. They're very decisive. They're very deliberate on where they want to go with the ball. Minnesota, on the other hand, it's all over the place. It's sporadic. So for me, it's like, if Ant-Man is not having a good game, who's going to step up for Ant-Man? And we haven't figured out who that guy is consistently. We know who can step up for San Antonio. And like I said, just Minnesota, we don't know.
And Dylan Harper step up. We've seen Stephon Castle step up. And it's almost like Ant-Man has to have a great game.
He has to have a great game because we don't even know who his number 2 is. It's Julius Randle's supposed to be his number 2. In this series, he hasn't performed like it, and I think it has to be him.
What do you think, Mel?
I'm just looking at Julius Randle. You know, when we talked about who is Ant's number 2, right? And I don't want to let Ant off the hook either. Like, when he get a ball up, Ant on the double team, go back and get the ball. Like, I just want to throw that out there. Don't stand there half.
Especially when things are stagnant.
Especially when things are stagnant. But Julius Randle, to me, like, what is wrong with him? He's just settling to me. Like, he's settling, bro. Mac, you know that if 3 games straight with 12 points in the second round of the playoffs, where you supposed to be the number 2 guy, that's just unacceptable. And I think he's settling too much. He's overthinking the game. If you look back at the conference finals last year with Julius Randle, he was aggressive. He was downhill. He was physical. He was playing out the double teams. He was passing. He was just a confident player. I don't see that same confidence in Julius right now. To me, it's like he's thinking too much in the game of basketball.
With a player struggling from shooting three-pointers, right? Because for me, Minnesota has to make threes to beat them.
Wemby is 27%.
Right. Yeah. Wemby is protecting that paint, rightfully so. So you have to knock down threes. But for Julius Randle, like, there's so many other areas where he can be effective, and he's not utilizing that. And I hope he's watching film with his coach or with whoever, their player personnel, or whoever he's watching film with, to be able to break down certain areas where he can actually impact the game for himself to build a confidence. Because, yes, he could stretch the floor, and he could keep Wemby honest, right, keeping him away from the basket. So he has to find that way.
Okay, I'm just hearing that Dylan Harper is sitting down, the rookie who has been amazing off the bench. He gets to join NBA Showtime. Hey, Dylan, let's just start with this being your first playoffs. You're a rookie, but you have seemed so poised throughout every single game. Just walk me through your mindset and the way you've been attacking the postseason.
I mean, the biggest thing for me is just be me. I think coming into the playoffs, it was more like, obviously, it's the biggest stage of basketball, but how do I just have that same mentality coming into every game? And I think I'm doing that well.
Deal Mac here. So you got 2 grades right there on the left side. You got,
Come on, man.
You getting stressed out.
Come on, man. It's been a long year.
So as a rookie, man, you're not playing like a rookie in these playoffs, and this is high-level basketball. Tell us where you get that swag and that confidence from.
I think just being in the gym all the time, I think that's where my confidence comes from. And I think the swag, I was kind of just born with it, to be honest. I think it's just what I carry myself. I always try to be the hardest worker, and I think that in moments like this, I think it pays off.
Dylan, this is VC here. It seems like you've taken the Manu Ginobili 6-man role to where you come in the game and you change the pace, make the difference, or whatever the case may be. Talk about that. Like, you ready to go as soon as you step into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I sitting on the bench, I mean, I just try to figure out what the team needs and what the game is calling on me for. So I feel like today was more just physicality, rebounds, and pushing the pace and finding my guys. But every game, you know, is something different. And I mean, me, KJ, Luke, first 3 come in, I feel like we do a great job of just bringing the energy up.
You spoke about IQ and just sitting on the bench and trying to just watch the game and see what goes on. You 20 years old, man, in your first NBA playoff series. Your dad got 5 rings. Your mom played in college. Your big brother's in the league. Like, do these moments, how much of what you what we're watching right now is just everything that they prepared for you? Or they prepared you for it?
Yeah, I mean, they had me in the gym forever since I was born. I mean, I kind of been around the game for a long time. And, I mean, like you said, my dad got 5. I'm trying to go chase me and get me a couple rings too. So I mean, I think it's always competitive in the family, no matter what.
Yes, sir.
But I think that's just the greatest part about my family is that we just so competitive, and I think everyone embraces and love each other. But I feel like we all got that little edge to each other.
I have another question. This VC again. In preparation for this game, we knew Wemby was going to come out ready to play and fired up, but you also knew the level of physicality was going to go up another notch. How were you guys able to play the game under control and poised and support Wemby with that? Because you noticed there was a lot of pushing around, but everybody still stayed under control and poised. How were you guys prepared for that?
I mean, yeah, we got his back all the time, but just try to be appropriate with the physicality. I mean, coming out, not really overreacting to anything. Because, like you said, we knew when we came in the game what it was going to be. So just having his back and just, you know, making sure dead balls, timeouts, we bring it in and just calm each other down. Because at the end of the day, we all here just to win.
Do you still watch film with your mom?
She sent me a long text today. She sent me a long text today.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, definitely when we get the chance in the summertime, things like that. She definitely come to the gym, you know, talk the whole time. But I mean, that's motherly love.
I love it.
Yeah, shout out to Mom. You know, just some days removed from Mother's Day. So congratulations on yet another win to Dylan Harper, playing so good, so poised in his rookie season and doing a great job helping to lead his team. The Spurs now with the 3-2 lead over the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference semis. But guys, that's all the time that we have for you right now on NBC, addressing the media right now in San Antonio.
Is kind of the biggest problem tonight.
I think they had a lot of second chance points. I don't know, man. I got to go look at the film to really answer that question. But first thing that comes to mind is second chance points. I'm trying to find the offensive rebounds. I can't really find them.
39. I mean 27.
How many rebounds we had?
No,
total?
they had 11. They had 11.
They had 11
rebounds.
offensive rebounds. We had 10 offensive rebounds, so it's kind of even. But I think they converted on theirs more than we did.
And it's been a couple games now in a row with slow starts to the game. You guys have kind of been digging out of a hole at the start. What do you think has been going on just at the start?
I mean, tonight, some of the stuff that Wemby was doing, you don't really have too much of an answer for it. Just kind of hope he misses. But he came out hot. He made a bunch of shots. I feel like we adjusted, fought back in the game, tried to dig ourselves out of the hole. But I mean, eventually they created another league and running out in transition. We got to get back, get matched up. Just game plan mistakes that we keep making, and it's too late in the series to make these mistakes.
Is it like going under guys on screens? Is it transition defense?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. Not knowing the game plan, executing on offense. Like we know they're gonna come out and be physical defensively. We know how to go against that, and then us defensively, we know our coverage is what we're supposed to be doing when they're in pick and roll, and I think we're just not doing it enough.
You guys fought back to tie the score in the third quarter, and then I think they outscored you 30-12 from that moment on. Where do you think that got off the rails for you guys? What maybe one or two things that happened there?
Like Ann said, I think a lot of it has to do with game plan mistakes. Just when you in a tight series like this, and 2-2 game on the road, any momentum, they feed off of that. So I just think that down the stretch, not even down the stretch, I think after we made a run, I was telling Ann it was tie game. I think he missed a jumper, and then we came down, gave up a three, and it just went down here from there in terms of them going on a run. But what I would say off the top of my head is game plan mistakes.
Anthony, you've played, I think, 40, 40, and 39 the last 3 games. You're about to get a 2-day break. How welcome is that within this series?
I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm ready to get 2 days. I mean, it's not going to really be a break, but it's going to be 2 days. I'm excited for it.
So do you feel like the overall belief level, obviously you're down 3-2, you would have to come back here in a 7, but that you guys can kind of still climb out of this?
Yeah, I don't see nobody in the locker room that's too worried. At the end of the day, man, it's another basketball game. So you come out, put your boots on, and get ready to go to war.
Yes, is there a challenge to game plan disciplines you guys are talking about in a road environment that's maybe a little more difficult, whether it's the crowd noise affecting communication or things like that makes it maybe a little more difficult than maybe at home?
I can't really pinpoint like why we keep making the game plan mistakes. We just got to be better on it. Yeah, it's just that simple. We just got to be better at, like, whatever the coaches draw up for the game plan, we got to go out there and execute it at the highest level.
This, much like in Game 2, they blew the game open when Jaden McDaniels was in foul trouble. He goes out, and you guys were down by, I think, 18 at the end of the third quarter. Just what does it do for you guys when he's in foul trouble, and does it give them an advantage when he's resting like that?
Of course. He means so much to our team. I always get selfishly frustrated when he gets in foul trouble, just because his presence out there on the defensive end and being able to make plays and be aggressive, we need that. So when he goes out in foul trouble, it hurts us because he means so much to our team. He's one of our anchors defensively, and he been in those positions before also. So yeah, he means a lot to our team for sure.
Anthony kind of mentioned what Wemby did early. Is that the type of energy y'all kind of expected from him coming out, considering what happened last game? And I guess from your perspective, how hard is that type of burst for him to contain?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best players in the league. So, I always say, playoff times, the best players, rise to the occasion at any given moment, they can, go off. You seen Ant last game, how he was able to just erupt and get it. Once he gets it going, it's like it's hard to stop. And I think Wemby, he came out, with that same mindset. He made some easy ones, and then the basket started to look a little big for him. So I wouldn't say we expected it. We came into the game trying to win a game, and we understand, what kind of player he is. So when you're a good player like that, at any given moment you can just break out.
Ant, 2 years ago, you were in this same situation. You lost Game 5 to Denver. You came back and won the series. What do you maybe draw from that experience, and how did you guys, looking back on it, kind of refocus, backs against the wall, and come back and get that series?
I mean, we know, like I said, the game plan. We know what we got to do in order to beat the team. And I think everything starts with Jaden McDaniels trying to keep him out of foul trouble, because he's so important to the team. He's so important to us. It hurts everybody when he gets in foul trouble, and some tough calls being made out there against him, man. So it's not too much we can say, but yeah, we try to avoid him getting in foul trouble, and if we can do that, we give ourselves a great chance to win the ball game.
So Jaden McDaniels had 5 fouls, 17 points in this one. Meanwhile, the Timberwolves were outscored 68 points to 36 in the paint. They shoot it just 27% from the field, and Wemby was Wemby. He had 21 points and 11 rebounds at halftime, the first player with at least 20 and 10 and a half these playoffs. Let's hear from his head coach, Mitch Johnson, in the locker room after the win.
You guys set a tone. Came out, executed, you played with pace. The communication was phenomenal, especially early on. But that's the level of game plan execution, which is the schematic stuff that we've been talking about. And then that's the level of the togetherness on the thematic stuff. The communication, the passing, the trusting your teammate, along with whatever the nuances of that we're giving you guys for game plan execution. That's how you put it together. That's how you walk down a series when you continue to play the same team over and over and over, and they know what we're doing and we know it. They know what we're doing and we know what they're doing. But that's a high-level performance you guys should feel good about.
All right, 2 second-round series have wrapped up, but we've got 2 more still going. Tomorrow night on ESPN, it'll be Game 5 between the Cavs and the Pistons. Then Friday, a doubleheader of Game 6s that'll happen on Prime. The Pistons visit Cleveland, where the Cavs are a perfect 6-0 so far this postseason. And the Spurs will head back to Minnesota, looking to close out the series against the Timberwolves. By the way, this evening, the Philadelphia 76ers announced they had parted ways with team president Daryl Morey after 6 seasons in charge of the organization. The former Warriors GM Bob Myers, who serves as president of Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment, will lead the process of hiring Morey's replacement. Now, the 76ers reached the playoffs 5 times in 6 seasons under Morey, but failed to advance past the second round of the playoffs, which included a sweep at the hands of the Knicks this season in the conference semifinals. Now, Philly hasn't made the conference finals since 2001. That's the 3rd longest active drought in the NBA.
I guess the process is dead.
That's me.
Meanwhile, Wemby is still rising, okay? The Spurs playing well. They take the 3. The Timberwolves started. He's at the podium
Defense
now.
and the way y'all responded, first half y'all came out really strong, and then second half, I know they made a little run, but then y'all came back. Just talk about the way y'all were able to still be physical in that game.
I feel like to start the game, we knew it was going to be physical. So just making that a point of emphasis and trying to keep them off the offensive glass. And I feel like we started the game off well, and that's where our runs came from. But obviously they're a good team. They're going to go on their own run. So, just try not to hang our head, when that does happen, and be able to respond and spark another run for ourselves.
Coming out of that halftime, you had that slow start, and you kind of got it triggered. Was that your mindset, or was it did the game just come to you?
Yeah, just trying to let it come to me. Not really trying to force any shots, trying to take the shots that, were the right ones and that were there for me. When I was able to draw 2 and kick out, we had a lot of success. So, eventually they're gonna have to start fanning back out, and that's when the paint opened up most for us.
Steph, as the series has gone along, as much as there is talk about playoff basketball and this is the way it is and whatnot, specifically in this series, have you gotten a little bit more used to the way the officials are calling this game, or does it seem like it still varies game to game?
I don't know. I mean, we knew with everything that happened in like the last 48 hours that they were going to call it, pretty tight, especially early on in the game. So, I mean, that's just the thing you have to work through game through game. Because, I mean, if you're not physical with them, I mean, I said it before, they have a lot of guys that can score in ISOs and play one-on-one. So, in order to get stops and be able to contest with them, you have to be physical. But, yeah, just trying to play smart, see how the ref is calling it.
Yeah, Steph, Coach was saying that, you guys might have gotten, Devin at shoot-around said that you guys might need upset Vic tonight to, make a statement. Coach said he might have called him mature Vic instead. Which version do you feel that you guys got tonight, and just how important was he, coming back and adding him back into the lineup?
I mean, I feel like we got the Vic that you've seen all year. I think his maturity level was off the charts. I mean, he played smart, didn't really foul much, took the shots that were there for him. So, I mean, when he's playing like that, playing aggressive with everything that he brings for us defensively, I feel like we're pretty hard to beat. So, yeah, I think just where his mindset has been at, the last 48 hours, I know he wanted to finish Game 4, but, not letting that get to him and come out and play like that, I feel like it was a big reason why we won.
What was he like at, shoot around in pregame today? Did you notice anything where you knew this guy was going to come out and have a big first half like he did?
I mean, nah. I mean, I damn near expect that every game, but I thought he was pretty normal at shoot around. I mean, I couldn't really sense anything different from him.
And real quick, just what do you think that Sean Sweeney has meant to you guys start of the season to where you are now?
I mean, he's been great for us. I mean, one of the main reasons why, we're one of the top defenses in the league. So I just think his attention to detail on everything and the way he can explain things to make it make sense for us and, where he puts guys at on the spots and, helping us out with tendencies and what guys like to do. I feel like it's a big reason, like I said, it's a big reason why, we're one of the top defenses in the West.
All right, guys, let's take an early look at the line from DraftKings Sportsbook for tomorrow's Game 5 between the Cavaliers and the Pistons. The home team has won the first 4 games of the series, and Detroit is a 3.5-point favorite at home tomorrow. The Motor City, they're trying to keep it rolling, and we're going to talk about it. Which star will shine brighter, Donovan Mitchell or Cade Cunningham in a pivotal Game 5? In this Eastern news, back in the East with Game 5 between the Cavaliers and the Pistons on ESPN. That series is all tied up at 2-2 with the home team winning each of the first 4 games. And we're going to see who takes control in the Motor City. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell, that's exactly what he did in the second half from what we saw in Game 4, 39 points. And the team needed every one of them. They needed him to come out the locker room and play exactly the way that he did. But let's talk about Cleveland taking that same sentiment on the road. We got to get that to show up in Detroit or on the road in the postseason in general for the Cavaliers.
If you're the Cleveland Cavaliers, you must figure out how you can duplicate the second half of that game. Meaning, everyone, but Donovan Mitchell coming out playing well because they played a very solid first half, but Donovan Mitchell was not there. Now, how can you put everything together and figure out how you can get you a win on the road? Because we already said it, the first team to win on the road gives you a chance. Well, for the Cleveland, you need to win on the road to win this. If you're Detroit, you don't want to put yourself in that position at Game 7. Yes, you earned the right to have a Game 7, but the way this series has gone, you don't want to play with that.
I think for Cleveland, treat Game 6 like it's Game 7, right? So you go in there with that mentality like you have to close this game out. And what I think they should do is what they've been doing. Target Cade Cunningham. Wear him down because he's the engine to everything they do offensively. So every chance you get, put him in pick and roll and go at him and see if he can withstand guarding and then going on the other end and playing efficient basketball on the offensive end.
I would like to see Cleveland put 2 halves of basketball. Oh, are you coming to me? Hey, no, you go back. There you go. I would like to see, I would like to see Cleveland put 2 good halves together, complete halves, as opposed to just the second half or the first half, or a couple guys playing good in the first half, then the next couple guys are playing good in the second half. Like, how can we get a full game on the road, attention to details? Let's leave it out there. James have a great game. Donovan have a great game. Evan Mobley have a great game.
That's the X factor. No.
The X factor. That's the X factor.
That's
on the road.
Yes.
Mobley is the X factor.
Defensively, all switches, guarding the guards on pick and rolls, protecting the basket, being in the passing lanes, doing everything. He has to be the X factor.
And he did a little bit of everything defensively.
Yes.
Yes, in Game 4. He had 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 3 steals. So he was a little bit of everywhere on the defensive end. Let's talk about the Pistons just a little bit. We talked about Jalen Duren and really just his struggles so far this full season, averaging 9 points less than he did in the regular season. You're the call him up guy. So call him up to the
Call him up.
Yeah,
come on up to the front, big fella. Control that paint. Be a brute down there. Be physical.
Catch first.
Catch and finish with force, right? Finish with force. And then on the defensive side, anything, be a rim protector, right? Set great screens, roll, finish at the basket strong. Just have your imprint all over this game the best way you can. You could do it. He averaged 19 in the regular season. Hey, man, just get it out your head and just go play.
Call him up, Mac.
What do you need to see from Jalen Duren?
Game 1, Duren, he needs to find his way in the building. And the reason I say that is his aggressiveness, his approach to the game was, I'm going to be more physical than you, but under control. Because when he did that, he put Jared Allen on the bench immediately, and they took over the game. That took away a shot blocker. You're able to get into the rim, and everything opened up for him. But when you have those twin towers over there in Cleveland, flying around, blocking shots, running the floor, getting offensive rebounds, creating opportunities, it's been a tough way for them.
It's a tough postseason for him. Go ahead.
Can we, as Cleveland, I'm taking his...
I love it, yeah, I love it.
Can we get 2 guys off the bench for Cleveland?
Yes.
Right? To step up. Who's the 2 guys that's going to step up on the road in Detroit for this game? And that's pivotal for... I mean, it don't matter who it is. Just, I think Cleveland need 2 guys, 2 role players that really have impactful games to win this game on the road.
Okay, yeah. Well, what about for Detroit? We saw Karis LeVert and how pivotal he was. I mean, he played very well.
Yeah.
Obviously didn't end the way that they wanted to, but that was something special that you can kind of take away from Game 4.
I like the approach and the confidence of Karis LeVert, right? So if he did that in Cleveland, now you're home. You got your home crowd behind you. Could you duplicate that? But could you put together a full game as opposed to just having one good half? Could you do a 48-minute game, or the minutes that you're going to play, can you be as impactful in this game as you were in Cleveland?
Would you guys agree this is an identity game for Detroit? All right, all that has gone on. We didn't play well in Cleveland. Now we're back on our floor. It's time to now implement our identity in this game. Because if I feel like they're more the physical team, and you get help, you allow Cade to be Cade.
What they do the first 2 games at home.
That's what I'm saying. They're back at home. So now this is that identity game.
Yeah. Just be who you are at home. But they got
do that. Be that
game
in the Motor City. Victor Wembanyama, he's sitting down at the podium as we speak. Let's take a listen in as he addresses the media.
Starting with figuring out what a flagrant 2 was in Minnesota. What has the last 48 hours been like for you?
Been working with the team to come back after a loss, taking care of my body, watching film, being locked in at practice. Simple as that.
Victor, your start tonight, how much of that was concerted, looking to get going early, and how much of that was within the flow of the way the game started?
I think it's super important for us, the way we start a game, because it sets the tone. Now the challenge is to do it for 48 minutes.
Yeah, whether it was stemming from the flagrant 2 or not, something Devin said at shoot-around this morning was that the Spurs were going to need to upset Vic to come out tonight to, get this win. Mitch called it more of a mature Vic. I'm just curious if there's either one of those that you prefer, or maybe another word. Just,
Feel like they ain't mutually exclusive, so I'm looking for both.
Victor, after having time to reflect, would you have done things differently? Did you have any regrets about the elbow? Just reflecting on, after having time to reflect.
I mean, it was 2 games ago. It's the playoffs. I'm focused. I was focused on the game today, and now I'm focusing on the game in Minnesota in 3 days. It's the playoff. We got to move on, and I got to care about my team.
Victor, obviously, when they would grab you, hit you, whatever, you appeared frustrated in the past. But tonight, it seemed like it didn't phase you anymore. That there was a point where Io early in the game was coming over to you saying something. You just kind of seemed to laugh it off. Like, do you feel like after maybe getting that release, the physicality doesn't phase you in the same way anymore, and you're more used to it?
Yeah, I feel like the rage baiting would have been maybe one of the strategies. So I feel like we need to stay composed as a team.
Vic, just how much were you itching to just get back on the court after what happened in Game 4?
Sorry?
How much were you just itching to get back on the court?
Very, very much. I mean, I was fresh, feeling good, but honestly, it's hard to tell if it was just Game 5. Obviously, I'm gonna be excited. I'm gonna have butterflies, So excitement is not something abnormal at this point in the playoffs.
The effort from your team defensively tonight and throughout the playoffs, how would you put that into words?
The defensive effort?
Yes.
I would say it's an area where you need to be willing to do it and to do the sacrifices and to do the extra effort. And it's been working pretty well. We can get better. But when we're locked in and apply the scouting, we're really, really good.
And what role or how much credit do you give Sweeney for what you guys have become defensively?
Oh, I mean, all of it.
Victor, there's a viral video of you going around arriving back in San Antonio, and Coach Pop is waiting for you at the airport, and you look very attentive to what he's saying. Not asking you to give away anything private, but what does it mean to you knowing that Coach Pop was waiting for you at the airport after such an emotional game? And was there something from that conversation, whether it was a lesson, a message, or tone that stayed with you heading into tonight's game or in tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm not going to leak anything he said, obviously, but he maybe wanted to, make a statement or make his talking even more impactful by being there. But he gives feedback and talks to us regularly, throughout series, throughout games. So, as always, when he speaks, everybody listens.
So good to hear from Wemby after that win. They passed out a bunch of basketball.